And it's Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. That is cadets, midshipmen, military, and veterans media. We're based in White Plains, New York, a new rebrand for us. Now, we are very pleased to have today a chance to talk to Gerald Dennis, who's the Executive Director of the Northeast STEM Starter Academy based in nearby Mount Vernon, doing great work. Gerald, how are you today? How's the summer going?
Hey, Ken, good to see you, man. Summer's going well. We're hectic but good, though, so no complaints. Thank you.
Very good. Now, tell us a little bit about your program. It's been running for 8 years and getting bigger and serving more children in Mount Vernon every year. Tell us a little bit about its origins and where you're at today preparing for your summer program.
Sure, indeed. Thank you for the opportunity as well. We're really close to preparing for Monday's launch. This will be our 8th year of the summer program, our primary program every year. We started back in 2014 with 27 7th graders. They learned genomics, they learned robotics, they learned science, experimentation, and a lot of other things as well. It was a great program. The kids were fantastic. They went for 2 weeks then. They all learned a lot. That class has since graduated, and 2 of those students from our class have graduated cum laude and also top of the class. So they've done really well, and both of them are going to be engineers. So I think we're having some impact on their lives. And Mount Vernon Technology and Science Center, really, this is really about driving change. We always hear about the disparate outcomes for poor and minority communities. And I think that is clearly the case and very easy to see that. But I think the real focus should be on the disparity associated with input. What the kids get is what drives what they come out to be. And we think that if we can give them high-level enriched educational resources around STEM, we can have a really big impact. Think about it. STEM is the biggest employer out there today in terms of the biggest job opportunities and also the most financially rewarding opportunities as well. So it is really a critical space that we need to get more children of opportunity, the opportunity to be a participant in that environment though. So giving them STEM education starting from grade 3 through 12 is really the way to change their mind and let them see themselves in those kind of careers where they can do really, really well in life and educationally as well. So that's what we're about. And it's been an amazing experience to this point.
Well, very good. The STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math has gained more visibility as technology and just all of the elements of life that involve computers and managing data have become so prominent. Certainly, use of mobile phones and laptops, has changed all our lives in the last 20 years. Tell us a little bit about how you see STEM education growing in importance for today's children.
Yep, as you so clearly stated, though, STEM is really behind almost everything we do to some degree. We might not see it, recognize it, or know what it is, but it is a driver, though. One of the key drivers, though, is coding. Coding makes all the things we do in technology possible. And we try to teach coding in all of our various classes, and kids learning that at such an early age becomes very common to them. And then they can really pursue jobs in that same space, though. They can be very, very impactful in terms of doing amazing things. Robotics, coding, engagement is so important at an early age, though, because it lets them know they can participate in that place. They can also be a driver there. Also, they can get jobs in the future. So we include, as you know, a mentorship element as well, where we bring in scientists and engineers and others to help them understand that could be them and doing some really fun things now equals some very exciting things long-term as well. So that's the nature of it, though. We've been very pleased, though, with the response. We've done a total of almost 88 programs over the last 8 years. We've engaged more than 3,000 students in one class or another, some in many classes. And our plan is to do much, much more than that, because it's just biting off a little bit now, but there's more to be done and very, very good things to come of it.
Well, you got your summer program starting on July 18th and running for 3 weeks. Right. What will be some of the experiences that the children in your program will have? What will they be learning?
Yep, they'll be learning lots of great stuff. Many of them will take on robotic classes. We have 4 different robotic classes, which is really very exciting to learn how to work with robots. And the key there is coding, obviously. Then we have another class, most of them will take as a coding class specifically, using a product that really helps them understand coding and how to drive technology around machines and devices through coding. Then we have an experimental science class where they'll sit down and do experiments around genomics or forensics. We do that as well. Then also we have mathematics-based classes. We teach our kids different form of math that they found very, very exciting and very fun as well. But again, it opens their minds to be more critical thinkers in terms of mathematics and understand, most importantly though, how mathematics are used to do other things, including coding. So really try to give every student in the class 3 different classes, 90 minutes long per class, and they all touch upon things like coding, mathematics, science, engineering, and at the end of the day, they all leave very happy. We also provide the kids with lunch and breakfast, and it's a real exciting day, and the kids always have fun. We have an 84% return rate. So kids who come one year, they come every year until they graduate from high school or get to the 10th, 11th grade, which is mostly.
Well, that's terrific. Sounds like it's a great day for the children. Tell us a little bit about what your year-round programs involve.
Yep, indeed. We do a couple of things a year-round as well. We also do a strictly robotic program, which leads us to a national competition opportunity. That's really a real game changer in that regard. We also do a science and engineering research program, which we just started. We were fortunate enough to get the support of Regeneron last year. We helped us to launch our first local engineering and research program that went over very, very well. Kids really do research around a science endeavor, a mathematic endeavor, something to do with STEM. They come up with a project that they design and get done and show us what comes of it though. As you know too, Regeneron is an incredible company that's been very, very kind to kids in terms of education, and the science and research sphere have been a major ingredient in that though. So engaging kids in that can win lots of money for scholarships. Most importantly though, engage them in learning a new way of thinking around research and what it can mean. And to a community like Mount Vernon though, that is so important that they know these possibilities are out there. And if they can access them through our facility, then we all speak to the greatness of what they can be long-term and for going forward.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we see STEM education so vital in business today. I work in banking, and certainly it's so important now to be able to manage customer data and keep it secure. And then we look at the military, what they're doing to manage their increasingly sophisticated equipment, and just in marketing, all the things in digital marketing depend on a basis of STEM education. What are some of the career directions that you describe to the children that growth in STEM education could lead them to?
Yeah, great question, Ken. Thank you. What we do is we bring in mentors, like the folk who hope to come from the West Point as well. And these young people all ages come in. We have doctors coming in, scientists coming in. We have folk who work in the technology space coming in as well. And they share with the kids that what they do specifically. And the kids can say, okay, so my learning robots now to get me a job in coding in a very large environment where I have critical access to major activities and do really impactful things. That all starts with robotics. So it starts with coding. And so we show them the path forward to do these kind of things, really lets them see it's real. What makes it even better, that oftentimes the mentors are minorities and are women. So now kids can relate directly to them and see that could be me. So it makes it real in terms of why we do this, what the value is, and what the outcomes can be. Remember, the 20% of the top jobs in the country in terms of economically are in the STEM sector. And our kids leave our program wanting to be engineers, wanting to be technical designers, wanting to be robotic technologists, all those kinds of things. Wanting to be doctors. So we have a lot of doctors that come in, women, men doctors that come in, and they leave a great impression though, because they say the same thing I'm saying now in terms of they were once where you are, young people, and look where we are now. And that vivid example of what's possible overcomes the challenges that oftentimes restrict Mount Vernon and cities like it though, in terms of aspirations and desires to do more.
And you've got a long-term vision, hopefully not too long-term, hopefully it's short-term, to have your own building to house the program. Very impressive picture of that on your website. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it really is so important. Our previous chairman, Robert Holland Jr., who was the first African-American to be a leader in the space of consulting with McKinsey, for example, also the first African-American president of a New York Stock Exchange company, that being Ben and Jerry's. He was a great supporter of ours and a good friend of mine. And we lost him though, but we still are committed to the building. The building is so important though, Ken, that it really is an element that can change the culture of a community like Mount Vernon. Think about all the challenges there, crime and higher things of that nature, changing to a focus on an educational instrument that can bring in young people, old people, etc., to show them what it's all about educationally though. A science center that has a planetarium, has all the various laboratories. And we're also engaging partners with hospitals like Montefiore, like New York Presbyterian, and they'll help us do joint programs that speak to health issues in the community. And communities like in terms of minority-based issues, in terms of diabetes, in terms of heart conditions, all those kinds of things. So having those organizations partner with us to deliver programs during the course of a week or the weekend is a big, big deal in terms of changing the culture. And that's what the center will do. That nice building, all those resources will be a place where people want to come. And they come for a different reason, come for educational reasons, not for all the distractions that can oftentimes really hurt the progress of the population in Mount Vernon.
Very good. And Gerald Dennis, the Executive Director of the Northeast STEM Starter Academy, located in Mount Vernon, New York, in Westchester County. Gerald, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved with encouraging STEM education.
Indeed, indeed. Well, years ago, this is back in the Stone Ages, obviously, my mom and dad from the South, my dad was a minister, moved up to Mount Vernon, New York. At that time, we were the first minority Black family on our block in Mount Vernon. And at that time, Black people were about 3% of Mount Vernon's population in the 60s. Wasn't that long ago? And we were there, and the first Blacks on our block. In less than 5 or 6 years, that changed tremendously to where now, as you know, Mount Vernon is 70% Black African-American population, and the school system is 90% minority population. So a lot has changed. And unfortunately, that change is also brought upon changes that we don't want to have and should not have, though. So, but that is what I remember about Mount Vernon. So when I read about Mount Vernon 10 years ago, how bad things were, though I lived close by, my mom still lived there in a part of Mount Vernon, I was devastated by how bad things had degraded to. And I know from my own experience working for IBM or for Xerox that STEM technology is an enabler of change in terms of educationally, in terms of opportunities for careers. So I sought opportunities to get that done and what could be done here. And I couldn't find a lot of supporters in terms of making it a reality. So I said, let me take it on myself and do that. So I started the foundation. I was very, very pleased at how responsive the community has been. But I think too, it's been challenging getting the funding we need because it's Mount Vernon. But I know that once we get that though, which is very nearby, very close to happening, I think in the next year for sure, we'll see some incredible changes in Mount Vernon that really are so warranted. But most importantly though, we'll bring assets to the community that allow them to go to the next level.
Well, you are certainly the difference that everybody wants to see, encouraging education, encouraging the important area of STEM, which provides so many opportunities for advancement for young people today and in so many ways. Gerald, how can someone who would like to support your program obviously go to your website, but what are some of the ways that they could help you? I know you're going to have a dinner coming up this fall.
Yeah, indeed. We have our third gala, in-person gala, coming up on October 12th. That's also on our website as well. And that gala really speaks to three things. One, it celebrates our existence and what we're trying to do. Two, it celebrates our students and our initiatives around getting them prepared for the future. And thirdly, it celebrates those who support us in terms of scientists and technology engineers, all those people as well. We honor 2 or 3 people that really are worthy, one doctor, one leading politician, and also another scientist who works for Regeneron. So those are people that we honor. And having people know that they exist, though, also changes the game as well. So that's what we plan for in October. And this is about 3rd time at it. Each year has been successful, but the goal this year is to be more successful and bringing in the kind of people we need to see and feel what's going on, how they can be a part of it, though, in a very meaningful way.
Very good. Well, it's a tremendous program. Looking forward to visit your summer program in the next couple of weeks, and just so important the work that you're doing and your dedication to building this program over a number of years, and your vision for the future. Really to be commended on what you've been able to achieve and what you see is possible going forward.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And your audience should know how much of a friend you've been to our program, though, and how much we really appreciate that as well. It is so important that people see what we're doing and want to be a part of it, though. So I thank you for your efforts in that regard as well, and having me here today. And it's a great opportunity. So thank you very much, Ken.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Gerald Dennis, Executive Director of the Northeast STEM, that means Science, Technology, Engineering, Math, the Starter Academy in Mount Vernon, New York. Great to hear about the program. And I'm sure the children who participate in your summer program are going to have a great experience.
Absolutely. That's our plan. And it's on the road next week. Monday is the
Wow.
first day. It'll be a great day. And the first day is an amazing day. You see hundreds of kids there. It'll be 200 kids this year. And each kid has a parent or two with them. It's a gymnasium full of people, and the excitement is palpable in terms of how they feel about being there. They all get notebook, pens, and pencils, and a T-shirt and a badge as well. And they take it with great pride. And it's a great 3-week activity. Hard work, but great stuff comes out of it.
Very good. Well, Gerald Dennis, we'll look forward to hearing more about your program in the next couple of weeks and following along. So good to see you today. This is Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We represent cadets, midshipmen, the military, and veterans in our media programming. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.